Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Reality, and I'm joined with psychic medium Liz Cross. Liz, how are you today?
I am finally able to breathe. I have recovered from COVID for the sixth time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying to win the how many times can you have COVID World Book of
If you get
Records?
10 times, you get a free sandwich. So I know it's tough, but you might get
And
there. Well, it's a bad day for Alex Baldwin as well. Incidentally, if you're interested in any remote viewing, don't take training from anybody else. Take it from me. I'm going to start my 6-week course at the beginning of February. If you're interested, email remoteviewit at gmail.com. It's the best remote viewing course out there, and that's my only plug.
I agree, though. I agree with you. It is the best remote viewing course out there. Hey, have you heard the remote viewers are going on a cruise?
I have not heard they're going on a cruise, but cruises are great if you like dysentery. Um, I predict that one of them will have dysentery on the cruise. If you're interested in my Ko-Fi, I've been updating that with interesting things. I've been updating Patreon, reality forecast if you're interested in that, and remote viewing course, remote view it at gmail.com. Alec Baldwin, Miss Liz Cross, not a good day for him.
He knew this was coming. As I connect with him to do this mind probe, he already knew this was coming. He was already warned of this by his lawyers.
Ah, so they did know. And I always felt he was pretty much responsible for this. So if you just, it's a long time ago, I remember, but back in October, like the 2021, he shot or allegedly shot Helina Hutchins, a talented cinematographer. And I thought we could bring in her and have her talk to Alec Baldwin and, just get her opinion of the whole situation as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's do you want her first or do you want him
Sure,
first?
let's bring in her first. This is Helena Hutchins, and her life was cut short.
She says it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. She doesn't blame him. Does she blame the armorer? And this woman is, I think, Hannah Gutierrez Reed. She was responsible for arming the weapon with either live bullets or dummy rounds. Does Hannah blame her?
Yes, she's the one that's fully responsible. I feel like she's going to be charged as well.
She probably will be charged. And so I wondered if we could thank you, Hyena. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing your name terribly. Helena. Can you share some significant memories and milestones in your life that you had?
The birth of her child was the most significant milestone. It was the birth of her child. So apparently she has a child. I don't know a lot about her.
I don't know anything about it.
That well, this is a good thing with regards to remote viewing. So before everybody starts dropping in the comments, you two should know all this. No, actually, the less you
Blind
know,
is better.
right, right. The less you know is better, as far as remote viewing is concerned. So she misses her child deeply. I feel like her husband, she says, is struggling to cope quite badly. He's had quite a few mental breakdowns, I feel, even though he's trying to take it in his stride. Her death has just absolutely crushed him.
So, what can she share about the circumstances of that day? Did she know on a soul level that it was her last day? And can she tell us what really happened?
She had no idea that that was her last day. Did you have any sort of bad feeling, impending doom? No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. She loved what she did. She was excited to be there. She took it all in her stride. So what happened when you passed away? She says, well, I sort of like lifted out of my body. And I'm saying, and then what did you do? She says, then I looked down and there was nothing I could do. You know, some people, when they leave their body, they want to, they want to fight to come back down. They want to fight to stay. Let me ask her this question. When people, have you ever heard of any instances when people have been out of their body, they're supposed to leave? Is it that they fought to come back? No, it's that they were supposed to come back. And I'm saying, but do people fight to come back? She says, yes, they can try, but it's inevitable where you're going. Just because you're fighting as you're leaving your body and you're not wanting to go into the tunnel and go up to the spirit world, right? She's saying doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to stay. You just have a bit more of a tough time leaving.
So did she have any past soul connections with Alec Baldwin?
Ooh, did you have any past soul connections? Yes, they've had many lifetimes together.
Can she explain some of the circumstances surrounding those? And did this fulfill a karmic debt for her to shoot her either willingly or unwillingly? And we're not saying either one, just for the lawyers out there.
Right. Right. Yeah, thanks for that. This is not official legal probing. Um,
Right.
you cannot use this in the court of law, not like they would. But anyway, she's had many lifetimes with him. She's had lifetimes where they were a couple, and I'm looking at one in particular, and I'm saying, was this a karmic debt? Yes, it was. There was a lifetime where they were a couple, and what happened? He had many women, and what happened then? And he was cheating, and she was pregnant, and he got loads of women pregnant at the same time and left her stuck with a baby. So I feel like, this seems to be some sort of karma thing that those two play out together. And I'm saying, but where is the debt coming in?
Yeah,
Oh,
that seems like
oh,
she's on the
here
short
we
ends of the
go.
stick.
Yeah, but here we go. She said, I found him and I killed him in that lifetime. She shot him.
How long ago was that? What were the years?
It was about the 1700s. It was the 1800s. So late 1700s going into 1800s, where he had left he was a dog. He left all these women pregnant, and she was so angry because she had, bought every line that he had spun to her as well as everybody else.
Geographically,
And
about where was this?
where was this? Was this in the USA? No, this was in Europe.
So were there moments before she came down to say you'll be allowed to repay that karmic debt when I shot you? There'll be an opportunity in the next time for you to take that against towards me.
So what was the soul contract? It was to shoot her in this lifetime. But really the shooting her in the lifetime, right? As she has gone into spirit, it really is about bringing hardship on her family, her husband, her child. I'm getting that very strongly. It's like I need a way to check out of here early, and what a better way to do so. And that was in order to fulfill this, soul contract with her husband and her child. She has to leave early in this lifetime in order to make life difficult for them.
Does she have any karmic debts with Hannah Gutierrez Reed as well?
Do you know?
Or was she just the architect of filling this karmic debt unknowingly?
Have you had any past lives with Hannah? She has not had past lives with Hannah. Hannah was just the go between. Um, she's pretty adamant she's going to be charged.
Reflecting on the incidents of this movie, there are people out there saying she was shot because she was working on a film exposing this, that, and the other thing. Is any of that true, or is it just the luck of the draw?
Well, yeah, because I heard that too, right? That the reason this took place is there was a lot of bad karma around this movie. It was highlighting some things that were going on in Hollywood. I have no idea what the plot twist is here in the for this movie. I haven't read into it. So was that related? Yeah, it was. It was related. It brought around a lot of negative energy. Do you believe Hannah loaded that gun on purpose in that way so that it would take the heat off of the movie and the plot and the line in the movie, the theme, to highlight them instead? She's saying no.
But there was negative energy. So how does she think that negative energy manifested? If it does she think it was responsible for her death?
I mean, on a soul level, it was already contracted in, but there was a lot of negativity around this movie set, she says. You could just feel it was dark. And so, like attracts like, right? And negative energy is attracted to negative energy, positive is attracted to positive. And it was just seemed to be surrounded in darkness. There were a lot of strange events during the filming of this movie. There were ghosts being sighted as well. Strange things going on while they were filming.
And so from a spiritual standpoint, how does she feel about this karmic debt now being, I guess, repaid? So she allegedly murdered someone, Mr. Baldwin. Mr. Baldwin allegedly murdered her. Is there, I mean, we see it tied up in a nice little bow, but what is that from a emotional, spiritual perspective?
The debt will continue, right? So, hmm, I don't really want to say what she's telling me. Just put it this way: the debt will continue, and it will continue in his family.
That sounds ominous. Can she expand on that
I
at all?
know. No, really, I hate to say it. So I'll tell you off the camera. Sorry, folks.
Have there been moments of like reflection upon yourself in the afterlife? Like, okay, because I did that, I understand I had to be cut short in this lifetime.
I mean, she knew that she had to leave early. That's something she and her husband have done in many lifetimes before when they have been soulmates and together, and they've had multiple children in past lives. So it was her turn to leave early. Now, when she killed Alec Baldwin in a previous life, she did not get caught.
It's like a bad soap opera. It seems like the afterlife, the
Yeah.
more we dig into it, right? Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask about her though. Her like in the spiritual realm, what is the counseling like for you as a murderer now victim to resolve and move forward?
Do you have any issues to resolve around this being murdered? No, she's just moving forward. And so when you got into the spirit world, were there any like issues like, that he will face or that you discussed? I mean, there were unresolved issues, but this is still more of a contract between she and her husband and her child and family. But if you would have been the one that killed him on the set, what do you think would happen if you went into the spirit world? Nothing, nothing. See, that's that right there. Okay, that's interesting that she says that because lots of people think that when they get up into the spirit world, they're going to face this really harsh judgment for all the terrible things
The
that they did to
vengeance, right?
people. Right. That really isn't the case. Now, does that mean people should go out and be terrible? No, because you get more karma points by being good. But all this, oh, this person was a beast or this person did terrible things to people on the earth plane during that particular lifetime, there really isn't that sort of punishment up there. It's like, oh, okay, well, you played your part, you had the contract, that was what you were supposed to do, to bring in all these life lessons. A lot of times these killers and things like that, they make these sacrifices. They sacrifice their lives to bring in all these life lessons. Now, the souls actually try to come up with all sorts of gimmicky ideas to fast track the ascension process. And I'll give you an example of one. I had a lady the other day
Okay.
during a CTT session. You're going to find this fascinating. And she had this, we're doing CTT, and she was highly sensitive and the biggest empathy I've ever seen in anybody ever. And that was how she went through life. She went through life with this having empathy all the way around for everybody. She was non-confrontational, and she thought just by having this Jesus like empathy and love for everyone that she was going to fast track her ascension process here while she was here on the earth plane, and then she leaves. And oh well, congratulations, you were so empathetic during that lifetime, let's go ahead and move you up 10 levels. Absolutely not. But that is one of the things that the soul had come up with as, well, this is what I try, and we'll just keep trying to fast track this ascension by trying to be like this Jesus like figure. And actually, what it did is it got her trapped in a lot of terrible situations here on the earth plane. So souls come up with all sorts of creative things to do in order to not have to keep reincarnating on the earth plane. And this whole tit for tat thing that they're doing, that's one of them.
Where is Helena Hutchins on the soul journey level?
She's around level 3, which is quite high up because a lot of times when I probe people, the average number I normally get is 2. But she's saying she's just gone into level 3.
How
But
about
don't forget, there's different levels within levels.
how's Alec Baldwin on that level?
Is he on that level? No, he's still in a 2. Will you two create soul contracts in the future? I mean, she says maybe, maybe not. We have to wait and see when he gets up here.
What number lifetime was this for her?
As a human,
Yes.
as a human, she's in the 400s.
Well, that's a lot of lifetimes. Is she
Listen,
planning her next lifetime?
are you planning?
Or do
Yes,
you
she.
need to recover
There's.
from being shot?
Were you shocked when you left the earth plane? No, no. When she came out of her body, she says, "Well, okay, that was it," and she just floated upwards, in the tunnel.
What does she foresee happening to Alec Baldwin as a result of this new indictment?
What do you see? A narcissistic collapse.
All right. Any other questions?
So let's probe him and just ask him, how do you feel now about this indictment? I mean, I know you knew it was coming, but how do you actually feel about it? He feels terrible. Do you feel it was justified? No, not really. Do you feel sorry for her family? Do you feel remorseful? No, he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong. Do you think that this is just a catalog of errors? Most likely. Do you believe has that Hannah been charged, or will she be charged? She will be charged. She will. And will she be charged with manslaughter? Yes, most likely. According to his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions, she will be charged with manslaughter. It was her deal to make sure they were not live rounds. These things happen all the time in Hollywood. There's not, this is not the only gunslinging movie that's ever been made.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
been
think I'd want to be in a gunslinging movie with Alec Baldwin if
no,
I were an actor because he
well,
might shoot me.
well, are they where are they supposed to point? I don't know any. Were you supposed to point the gun in that direction? I don't think so. He's telling me no. So was that an error on your part? Yes, it was. And how does your wife, how do your kids feel? Because he has multiple children in this lifetime. How do they feel? Well, they're very disappointed in the whole thing. And I'm saying, well, so what are you going to do? He says, I'm going to have to go to court. Do you believe you're going to be jailed? No. He has a really good legal team, he says.
Money buys the best legal defense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. OJ can vouch for that one, right? We
All
all
right.
saw that with OJ Simpson. All right. Well, this was really interesting. I had no idea he had been indicted today.
Thanks so much, everybody. If you're interested, please join Liz's Patreon, patreon.com/remote viewing and beyond. And we'll see you next time.
Excellent. Thank you.